Penis.
Ha.
Joe wasn't here to do it, so I had to.
Sure, we do it for him.
You said it so sweetly, too.
We do it for him. Welcome, everyone. It's been a while. Yes, Calvin, I know you're here, too.
Hi, Calvin.
But... Yay, you all have basically... you finished basically all the stuff that you're supposed to do in Baldur's Gate. And so your next stop is gonna be to Candlekeep.
Hi.
But before that, we're gonna give you all some breathing room. Because now it is the time to go ahead and either do any last minute things that you're wanting to do in Baldur's Gate specifically to finish up, or it is now time... Oh, okay, she's just moving that for Calvin. It's now time for all of you to go ahead and get some nice, useful, magical items from the various shops here in Baldur's Gate. Of which there are 3 in particular that you can go to. Or 4. No, 3. It is 3. I was thinking of the sources that we're pulling from. The sources of which that we are pulling from is, of course, the DMG, Xanathar's Guide to Everything, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, and I'll sprinkle in a little bit of Fizban's Treasury of Dragons for fun.
Did Calvin just sneeze into the microphone?
He did just sneeze into the microphone. Calvin did just sneeze straight into the microphone. Hey, buddy. Are you coming onto my keyboard? Are you coming here?
Calvin is the DM now.
He is.
Hey,
He's
buddy.
taken over.
Can I unhook your feet from my cord?
Calvin, what do you think of my Eldritch Claw tattoo idea?
I'm sure he likes anything claw.
Oh, he's leaving. Okay, well, anywho. Oh, nope, he's not. He just wanted to go across me.
Oh, sorry, he turned you down. Sorry, Quinn.
That's fine. Anywho.
Damn
it. So, of the sources that we are pulling from, DMG, Xanathar's, Tasha's, Fizban's. I was tempted to add a little bit of the Taldore stuff in here, but as much as I respect Mr. Matt Mercer's stuff, I'm going to have to look through a little bit of Matt Mercer's stuff to see if that's cool. Because what may work for her game, may work for his game, might not work for this one. So I would have to check. I mean, not all... I trust him with most things, but I would have to... You'd have to ask me, I guess is what I'm saying. You'd have to ask me so that I could look and see if that's fine. But anyways, which area or which shop are you guys wanting to go to first? Or what thing are y'all wanting to do first?
Puddles will just follow where everyone else wants to go.
I don't remember any of the places' names.
So, I will just go ahead and say that in between, I mean, you were... This might be me presuming. Well, you know what? I will just say that Puddles would know, since Puddles lives in Baldur's Gate.
So I guess she's leading instead.
So she would at least know what these places are. So, Puddles, you know of course, Zappy's Emporium of Wonders, which is just a big, crazy, magical, toony shop that specializes in magical items. In fact, that is the place where you bought your health potions. So you, of course, know of Zappy's. You also know of a little bit of a seedier establishment called the Punishing Inks.
Would she though? Would she know about that place?
A couple of your old monk mates, I will say, a couple of the new initiates of your church. Well, some of them came from seedier backgrounds, and some of them have the tattoos of their previous life. So, one day you asked, and that person just answered back, yeah, I got him from this place over in this area. That place being Punishing Inks. You know it as a tattoo parlor, whose proprietor is kept a little hush-hush. But you know that they tend to do tattoos, but not just tattoos, but magical tattoos that have mysterious properties to them and certain benefits. Other than that, you're not quite sure. And you do know of Verdon's Weapons of Might. He's a dwarven smithy that tends to think a lot of himself, really. You know him because he has that friendly cat with him too. That's a thing that he has. But yeah, he's not much of an enchanter. If you're wanting enchanted weapons or enchanted magical items, again, that's more Zappy's territory.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're wanting just good, sturdy armor or just good, finely crafted weapons and armor, that's where Verdon's tends to be the place to go. You do know of a couple of general shops around the area too for any miscellaneous thing that they might need. But those three that you immediately thought are the first three that come to mind.
Okay, so yeah, she's looking at you guys and she's like, so I know where there's some general stores, and I got our healing potions from this place called Zappy's, and it's got magic stuff. And I've heard that there's a dwarven weapons store that we could go to. Then we'll want to be careful though, because there's this really shady tattoo parlor really close to it. Kind of gives me the creeps. So where do you guys want to go?
Well, Zappy sounds promising. Why don't we go there first?
Okay.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
And I will lead the way and get properly into my voice a little bit better.
You did good. Okay, and so you do.
I love Puddles. She's so cute.
You just confidently just sort of point your finger that way, and yep.
Yep, that's what she does.
Just point the finger in the
And
direction.
very important hump forward.
Important step, important.
She's hopping.
Oh, hopping? Just important hop.
Yes. I wanted to say March, but then I was like, no, she's Frog.
Alright, so you get to Zappy's. Again, the appearance of Zappy's is exactly as how you remembered it the first time. The building is weirdly disproportionate to the rest of the buildings surrounding it. It almost kind of starts small at the bottom, then tapers off big to the top. It's got a crazy sign of like a smiling jester sort of face with the eyes just sort of spinning around and everything. Sparks and fireworks are kind of coming off the top of the thing. Really showy, really toony sort of look. It's almost as if the doorway is practically kind of smiling in shape a little bit as you open the door, and the shop pretty well is exactly as crazy as the outside kind of looks like. The shelves of all the magic items seem to just sort of wiggle and waggle as they climb up, and everything is kind of being carried around by like those little three-mark cartoony gloves on springs, just carrying large boxes everywhere and just putting them up. And at the end of it, at the front of the desk, you see a living light bulb just sort of talking it up with this gnome man who seems to have a rather burnt face and is having a rather heated argument with Zappy. You told me that this wand was attuned to fire magic! Well, I mean, clearly it is with that burnt face of yours. Not that type of fire magic! It literally blew out the other end! To me!
Well, this doesn't bode well. Olga is not impressed.
And this is... Now, let's give it a chance. Maybe the gnome was holding it wrong.
The potions were good. We did use the potions.
So,
Yeah, Puddles is looking kind of embarrassed and is like pulling at her collar, like, what did I just bring them to?
Olga does not blame Puddles.
Puddles, we love you so much.
So, the gnome hands Zappy this golden-looking wand that has little protrusions and everything out of it. Zappy almost kind of smiles a bit as he says, "Well, why don't you try attuning it again? Try using a charge. I guarantee you'd love the result." Well, fine then, but after this, I sure as hell will expect my money back. I swear I'm never returning to this establishment ever. And with a flick, he presses it, and he just sort of... He disappears, and the wand just sort of clanks down onto the floor.
Nobody touch that wand.
Well, that just freed up the rest of my day. Put into the return box! The glove just, you see a cartoony glove just pick up the wand and just pull it away.
Olga looks... She looks like she wants to leave now. She's like,
Oh, hey there! And you see Zappy just sort of wave at you, Puddles.
Hey, Zappy. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. Just handled a little bit of a customer complaint there just a moment ago. Nothing to worry about.
Oh, that's great. Just great. I brought some friends because the potions that you sold us did a good job.
Well, I should hope so. Anyways, so what can I do, you fine folks, for?
Olga's gonna keep quiet for now, sorry.
We are going on an important quest and must buy as useful of items as we can to survive it.
Okay. Well, let me see. So what exactly would you have any idea of what you'd want to be looking for in specific?
And this is under his breath, but more for like Olga. Not a fire one.
Well, you know me, I like healing stuff.
Healing stuff. Oh, right, you're one of those folks. Let me see. I might have a nice thing for you. It came, and you see him just sort of scurrying up one of the shelves. He just climbs up, and he's just sort of scurrying around, just sort of pulling things and grabbing things, and just sort of Let's see. I was kind of suspicious of it a little bit since it was kind of pulled from mystery box from certain folks, but let's see. Here you go. Yeah. And he tosses you this very shining golden amulet.
Oh.
And you grab it. And when you look down, it is very holy looking, very golden looking in its appearance.
Do I need to do like some kind of religious check or something with it?
If you want to check.
Do I still have my die on the table? It's been a while. Yes, there it is. Would religious be the right thing for it?
Yeah, religion check.
10 plus...
Where's your sheet, babe?
13. So it's 13.
You're not sure if this amulet is for any specific deity, because as you look a little bit closer, you see these tiny circles that seem to be symbols of a lot of deities.
She squints at it. What does it do?
Let's see. Let me check my notes. And you see him just sort of furl out this long, ridiculous-looking receipt paper, like just sort of long bit of notes. The papers start to sort of fill the room to your feet a little bit as he's trying to find that one thing. Ah, here it is. It's called the Amulet of the Devout. So let's see. While you wear it, it's supposed to give you some kind of advantage to when you attack or when you're saving against things. And let's see. From the look of this thing, I'd say it's looks like a bit of a rare bit of jewelry, so it might give you something of a double of that. I'm not really, yeah. And you look like the type that'll channel divinity, so looks like you might be able to do that without expending one of your features, I guess, whatever that means. So above, in meta talky terms.
It's called Amulet of the Devout.
Yep. So this amulet bears the symbol of a deity inlaid with precious stones or metals. When you wear the holy symbol, you gain a bonus to spell attack rolls and the saving throw DCs of your spells. The bonus is determined by the amulet's rarity, so since this is a rare rarity, it'll give you a +2. While wearing the amulet, you can use your Channel Divinity feature without expending one of the feature's uses. Once this property is used, it can't be used again until the next dawn.
So it does bonuses to what?
So bonuses to your spell attack rolls and your saving throw DCs. And you can also use your Channel Divinity feature without expending one of the feature's uses. So it's basically a free Channel Divinity without using Channel Divinity.
Do you mind if I test it?
Sure.
And
I'm not liable for any explosions or disappearances.
this is why I'm testing it.
Oh, good.
Enzo takes a step back.
She's being friendly. She's doing what I do, honey. Very friendly, acting like nothing's bothering her, but at the back of her mind, she's like being very critical.
She's wonderful, and I love her.
Yeah, I did this method. We went to a ring shop not too long ago, looking at wedding rings, and I acted the whole time like it's something I do specifically with salesmen. I was very engaged and enthusiastic the whole time, but committed to nothing, absolutely nothing. And then we left, and he really thought I wanted to buy one of those rings specifically, but I absolutely went in there just to get our ring sizes. And didn't want them to think I was wasting their time.
You're amazing and so intelligent and clever and lovely and beautiful. I adore you.
You just made me realize I do the same thing. I did this to a guy who was trying to sell me a newspaper, and he really thought I was gonna buy it, and I'm like, I can't, no.
That's when you're like, let me think about it. That's what you say. I will consider it, and I will get back to you if I want it. That's what you say.
See, I do that shit, and then I feel really bad that I'm not buying anything, and I'm like, well, I can spend $5,000 right now.
See,
like, that's fine. I feel, you know, it's nice, and then it's like, it's not nice. It's not what I wanted, but
I don't. I'm really picky. That's why, like,
good.
you
should be.
I have a mental rule for myself. I will not make a decision about buying something while someone is around. Like,
honestly, that's valid.
We were shopping for beds the other day too, and I kept shooing her away while we tried to actually discuss what we wanted. And then she could come back and see where and touch base with us.
Yeah, I recently went on a day trip to Cleveland with my roommate and her sister, and we were in a pet store, and there were two like toys that I wanted to get. One didn't have a price tag on it, and one did, but like the one that didn't have a price tag, it was in this bin with all these other options, and they were all like in the single digits, like $5 to $7, like $4 to $7 area. So I was like, oh, it must be around there. And so like I took it up to the counter, and it turns out it was like $13 fucking dollars. But I was like, I'm at the counter. I've already decided that I want it. I gave it to her. I have to buy it now. Okay,
no.
well,
Oh, that feeling. That's why I hate asking for prices.
yeah. And, you know, my son liked it for like 2 hours, so I guess it was worth it.
I guess I'm shameless when I'm shopping. I went to buy something at the grocery store, and I thought it would be like $5, and then it was like $30 or something like that. And I discovered that while it was being rung up, and immediately was calling someone over saying, "Can you remove this? This is not the price I thought, and I don't want it anymore."
No, you're fucking amazing and brave, and that is exactly what you should do. Especially with price disparities like $10 versus $30. You are doing the right thing. I have severe anxiety.
Oh no, you're valid though. I get that.
God, same. You were valid.
Both of you are valid. I don't know what spell she should use to test this. I'm trying to figure that
you
out.
could try to attune to it, I guess.
Is that a
Oh,
thing?
Doesn't attuning take time?
Yeah.
Or I guess you could just try channeling your divinity. Or
Does that
try to
take time?
channel divinity from this.
How long does it take? She can go over into a corner and you guys shop for a little bit while she messes with it.
Attuning itself takes a long rest.
It takes a long
it's
rest,
like 7 hours.
So you could try just channeling your divinity through it, and that's
Wait, I've got an idea. This guy is really good at selling stuff with magic. What if he is capable, like his shop has something in it that allows people to do test runs without attunements, without full attunements.
I believe that.
Like it only lasts. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, so hold on. I have an idea. So Zappy is looking at you. You're just kind of looking at the amulet, trying to think over how to test this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So he just remembers. Oh, oh, right. I forgot. Oh, you magic-y types have limits. Hold on. So he's just pulling out, like, it's, you know, in cartoons how like guys will just string out their pocket, like pull out their pocket to like a ridiculous rubbery degree.
And he definitely does not have a pocket because he's a light bulb.
Yeah, he is a light bulb. And he definitely does it because he is just a light bulb with legs and arms. But he digs his hand into that anyway. Stretches out a long black hole. Sort of shakes it off as it seems like it was a little wet for some reason. But he stretches it out to the point where it's big enough for all three of you to kind of walk through. And he just sort of, he gives it a tap. And it now is turned into like a magic wacky man. That's a lot of things I could say. You could. But anyways, now it is a sparkling, you look in through the hole, and you look into the hole, and you see a large square room. A large gray square room. Go ahead and hop inside.
What's it for?
It's for testing out magical items without expending any of your magic-y resources or whatever you magic types use. Don't worry, it's a demi-plane.
Oh, that's really neat. Okay. And she puts her hand in first to test it.
So you put your hand through, and it is exactly as he said. It is a plain gray room.
And she very cautiously shuffles in, kind of walking sideways like a crab.
Yep, and it is exactly as he said. Gray room.
Okay.
So
Can we see in from the outside? Like,
yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so we'll watch from the outside.
Wow.
Yeah, it's one of my own creations. Ain't it neat? So, anyways, now that you're basically in, go ahead and go casting away.
This is the next day, isn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't plan any preparation spells since it's a shopping day. Can I... Guiding Hand is one, right?
Yeah.
That'd be a nice showy one.
I can hear the yelling from upstairs, too.
I love it. So yeah, she'll do Guiding Hand so she can have a hand float around.
So you do. And you feel as though the hand is moving with a little bit more expertise than it usually is. Almost as if you were given a +2 for its success.
Oh, suddenly numbers are floating through my head and I don't understand why.
But it feels like you feel a little bit more confident in casting a little bit with this amulet on. It feels as though, yeah, you're connecting to Eldoth just a little better in this.
Quinn!
Connecting straight into Primus.
So we wield the
Numbers
power
and
of mathematical
possibilities.
equations. And she gives them a thumbs up. She's like, with the hand. She's thumbing up with her hands and the extra hand.
So yeah.
How much is it? She steps out and she asks that.
Then he just sort of flips through. Let's see. This fella. It's a rare one. So I'm gonna say 450 gold.
She's peeking through her pockets. 450.
Now, Durham, speaking of price, I have a question.
Yes.
Because I have to be a little shit.
Yes.
Are we limited? Do you want to limit us to one magical item, or are we limited by price?
That's a good question.
Because Puddles does have 1,000 gold pieces at least on her because of all the fucking platinum.
Well, it's for everybody, though.
I think, yeah. And I think all of us have like a lot.
You do.
Willie got like at least 400 last time. I have 400 something. Olga has at least 100.
And that's gold pieces or platinum pieces?
For all of us, gold pieces.
Okay.
Puddles has 100 platinum, and so that's 1,000 gold pieces.
You do.
And she has 20 azurite gemstones worth 10 gold pieces each. So that's another 200 that she has.
So 1,200 gold.
You can see all my stuff there.
Yeah. Yeah. You basically have all of that.
So what I'm saying is there's a lot of money
There
that
is.
we have. I just want to make sure.
Oh, don't worry. I'm going to get more expensive as this goes on.
I figured.
So,
She's thinking about it.
I guess since you're sharing this money between all of y'all,
Yeah,
it's however many you think you need or want to buy.
right. Can I read the book? Can I read the options? She's like, this looks really...
That's for Tasha's. Like I said, here's Tasha's. Here's Xanathar's. Xanathar has a bunch of goofy common shit, but I mean...
Which one is for Zappies? Which would be
All
good
of
for
these.
them? All of them?
All of these are for Zappies.
Oh.
Well,
Which one would be good for magic items?
The DMG has some very basic ones. So if you're wanting, are you wanting a weapon or something?
Well, I want to browse and see what catches my eye, basically. I'm a very go-with-my-gut kind of person. I have to be in character.
Okay, so... I guess what I'm asking is... Are you wanting a weapon of some kind? Because I can give you a list of weapons. Because there are a lot of magic items, honey. This would take a while for you to search through all the magic items available to you.
Well, I will browse, and I'll be like how I was as a kid, and look at the pretty pictures.
If you want, you can put it on the like whatever magic items page for Tree to go through, and I can be like, so Zappy, show me some options, and then I can at least go through the 4 that I threw in there.
Okay.
To general.
All right.
Give you a little time, Tree.
So we can just say that Zappy decides to, at this moment, take the time, or we can just say that Puddles takes the time at this moment to kind of go look around as she, following her, you'll find.
Oh, don't worry, Puddles is going to share her money with everyone.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Oh yeah.
In fact, you're going to find that following behind you, Puddles, as it sort of immediately follows after you, is a floating little hand shopping cart.
It's so cute.
Like it's you know those little shopping baskets that you sometimes see in stores? You find one of those floating next to you.
So this is all about like DMing. Where's the actual items?
Here. So magic items in the regular old DMG. Where is it? Nope, you're here. That's just creating a magic item. Magic items. Page 135 to start.
135.
135.
That was gonna take a while for me to get to that.
So, anyways, Puddles, you find this little shopping basket sort of floating around, following behind you. You drop your amulet into it, and now it's just in the basket. And the basket is now just kind of following you as you're exploring a little bit more of the shop.
Nice.
She looks like she's gonna be a little bit of a while. So, and Zappy looks over to Enzo. So what can I do you for, my big, muscular-bound, scaly friend?
Enzo smiles a little and he shrugs and says, I don't know. What can you do me for? What kind of stuff do you have here?
Let's see. Well, let's see. You seem to be like one of those jumpy movie types, so...
I do enjoy jumping and moving.
Let's see. And he just kind of pulls out this box that is just a free grab bag of rings, and he's just digging his hand through in there. He almost kind of pops out his entire hand, like all Thanos-y looking. He just has a bunch of rings just on his hand, and he's just sort of picking out through it. Here it is. And he pulls one off of his middle finger, and it's just like, so let's see. This one is called the Ring of Free Action.
And so we'll look at it and say, what's it do?
Well, let's see. And he goes through that long little list of what the items do. And let's see. Well, when you wear it, it'll make it so that on difficult terrain, it won't cost you a movement. And in addition, you cannot be slowed down, paralyzed, or restrained in any way while you wear this.
I do enjoy not being restrained. That's very important to me as a jumpy movie person.
I figured as much.
Enzo will take out another just random ring that catches his eye and says, what about this one? What's this do?
Let's see. Right. So that's a ring of mind shielding. It'll basically protect your noggin from, like, invadey things. Like those mind flayers. Those squiddy sons of bitches.
Then he nods. And he says, so no one's going to be able to get into... And then he, taps his head.
It'll be as solid as a stone fortress, friend.
Interesting. I do also very much like my privacy. How much are these rings?
Let's see. For the mind shielding fella. That's going to cost you about 250. For the free action one, that's going to be 1,000.
And so definitely whistles and puts the free action one back in the box. Interesting. A little too rich for my blood, but you know, if there were ever one day I were to get married and I wanted to spend the obligatory 3 paychecks, 3 months pay salary on a ring, I know where to go. Anything else you got for me, Zappy?
Let's see. I got this fun little bag of marbles here. I don't really know what it does. I just got it today, actually. I don't know. Looks fun. Probably really magical. I don't know. Let's see. Hey, Frog Girl, you're out of the room, aren't you?
What?
Oh, she's already in a different aisle. Okay, then I can just throw one of these in there then. And he just throws one of the pebbles in the bag into the room. That's still open. And it just sort of... the little pebble explodes. And from it pops a lion. Oh, it's one of those. That's fun. So this is a bag of tricks. And let's see, the color is rust, I guess. Looks rust. I don't know. Looks a little bit like a rust color, don't you think?
I'd say it could also be described as mahogany, but, you know.
This one is about 150. Gold pieces, I mean.
So we cannot do very rare, right?
You can't, it's only to rare.
Only to rare, okay.
And so this bag of tricks has lions inside of it?
Let's see, if I remember these things, you can have anything from a rat, an owl, mastiff dog, goat, giant boar, that lion you just saw there, and a brown bear.
Are they labeled?
Nope. They're just kind of random.
Interesting. Well, and he looks at Olga. And he's like, any of this appealing to you?
That mind one doesn't seem like it'd be a bad idea. She doesn't seem super sold on anything yet, but he does have her interest now.
You look like you're really pondering something there, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm on where that went.
You seem like the practical sort. Let's see what I have. Let's see. You look like you might be in the market for a decanter of infinite water.
Oh my god, I forgot I mentioned about that before. Okay, she looks interested. I'm guessing it's exactly as it says on the label, huh?
Yep.
Can I see it?
And yep, he snaps his fingers. One of those gloved hands on the little mechanical springs just sort of goes zipping around, grabs it from a shelf, brings it back to him, and what you see is this small little... Let me see. Let me actually just pull up an image. Oh, never mind. I mislabeled this. It's endless water. Endless, infinite, same words. Yeah. But anyways, the glove drops into his hand, and he shows you this.
Ooh, I didn't realize it was pretty. She oozed at it. And
Ooh, it's very pretty. Enzo also oozes at it.
So this
and
little...
if he
Go on.
no, actually, it'd work better if you continue.
So what this nifty little thing can do is that it's capable of 3 modes of distribution of the water. So you can either produce, and it's command word activated, so you have to use these 3 command words while holding it. So it's a good thing I'm not holding it, because I almost would have said it, and that would have shot out water, which would have been bad. So, you have to say stream, fountain, or geyser. Stream just produces a gallon of water. Fountain produces 5 gallons of water. And geyser shoots out 30 gallons of water.
Ooh. Oh, interesting.
Is Olga holding it?
Yeah.
Enzo smiles at her. Dare you say geyser right now?
Please don't.
Well, you don't want water on your floor. With your supervision, may I step outside and use one of the words?
Well, you could probably just use my pocket dimension in there and do that. Nothing can come out of the pocket dimension. So it's fine. You don't gotta worry about sinking it.
She points the tip of it at the pocket dimension. She's very tempted to say geyser, but instead she just says stream.
So yep, you see it from the little opening on the bottle. You see it just sort of pour out a flowing stream of water onto the floor of that room. It does fill the room, but it is only like it's a gallon, so it's like if you spilt one of those gallon jugs on the floor.
I was gonna say, a gallon fills the room?
No. I mean,
it's a very small room.
It's a big enough room, but it's like you did just wet up the floor. You sure did wet up the entirety of that floor. But
well, I do like it. How much did you say it was?
Let's see. It's a common fella. So I'm gonna say about 150 gold.
Well, there goes all my cash.
Oh, smooches you. It's okay. You still have access to Enzo's wallet.
Hey, buddy.
I do like Enzo's wallet. she actually she looks at him. She's like, "I'll use the other word later somewhere outside if you help me buy this."
Enzo laughs. How much do you need?
I just don't want to use up all my money. Will you help me pay for half?
Enzo nods. I can do that for you.
Yay, thank you.
Anytime.
What's half of one? I know how to do math.
75.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, isn't it 75? Okay, cool. So there we go. 75 are taken off of each.
Yeah, and as he's sliding that money over, Enzo will try on the mind shield ring.
And you put on the mind shield ring.
Enzo looks at Olga and puts his hand up near his face. Does it go with my eyes?
Oh, you look so beautiful.
I'll take this too.
Fantastic.
Oh! Babe!
Oh.
Please, sugar daddy. Can I
Enzo will sugar daddy for you, baby.
Oh, man.
It was 250, right?
Yep.
Hella.
They do look really cool.
You can get a flying carpet, guys. It's too weird.
Oh, God.
No, I am not allowing the flying carpet.
But what if flying carpet?
You don't understand. Flying carpet destroys so many fucking things.
I'm not
Damn.
surprised
What about-
because flying races destroy games too.
What about broom of flying?
The broom of flying might be a little better, but no, a flying carpet destroys most like environmental hazard type stuff. At least, okay. Let me be fair to you, because I have to follow my own rules. Let's see how common a flying carpet is. In fact, the carpet of flying. Singularly wondrous. Okay, so it's a little okay, cool. I don't have to. It's a very rare item. You can't
Yeah,
get it
that's
yet.
what I was saying.
Damn.
It just caught my eye. I think it's fun that it's in the game at all.
Oh, to be fair, I just looked them up. Not all of them can carry too many people.
Yeah.
Like they have a carrying capacity.
Puddles is so
Yep.
small, though.
Everyone in this party is fucking tiny except
Yeah.
for over 6 foot Enzo.
Yeah.
I feel like it balances out. You make up to 2 people
Hobbs
in
just-
total.
Hobbs just wanted to be
I
up.
mean, Olga's not thin too.
2.5.
She is short. She a short stack. That's just what
I'm
she
just
is.
saying, he could be a dick
Yeah.
and give us a small carpet.
Very
Hobbs,
tiny
no.
dumb. Like a Wilmot Matt.
I guess I'm done looking at items.
For now, because Hobbs decided to be a. Oh, he wanted to.
Hobbs said it's closing time.
Destroy him.
Closing time.
Closing time.
One that's called for alcohol, so finish your whiskey and beer.
Oh, I really want to get her a cloak now.
What sort of cloak are you wanting?
I don't
there
know,
are
there's
some
so
cool
many,
cloaks.
but they're so cool. I was about to start reading them and Hobbs got in the way, but a lot of them are stealthy, which I like.
I really want the what is it? It's like the cloak of hang on. I had it up.
There's that cloak of displacement that I put in there,
Yes.
which is
That's it.
which is rare. So it would cost a lot, but it makes it so that like there's a projection of you that is like just off center of where you are, and so everything around that attacks you has disadvantage until they hit you, and then
Yeah.
it's
The
off till
disadvantage
next
is
turn,
gone. Yeah, if you get hit, the disadvantage is gone until your next turn. But like it was, I remember using it for a game because it was like one of those games where we are agreed that the DM is trying to kill us. It's just give us powerful characters and powerful items. They try and kill us.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I had that, and it was so cool. It's not super OP because like it didn't always help me, but like it helped,
Mm-hmm.
and it would match what I'm going for with Olga. But maybe later.
His chin's starting to feel a little better.
That's good.
Okay. Okay. So Olga now has the decanter of water. And...
No, Hobbs, no. He's claiming the book. He's chin rubbing it.
Well, let's see. I did have this promotion where, let's see, how much gold did you all spend so far?
An amount. Hold on. Let me do math.
Oh no.
You break it, you buy it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just threw my phone around. Don't worry about it.
Oh my god, I just dropped my phone earlier too.
We spent 400 so far. Because we haven't counted Puddles yet because she
Puddles
hasn't
hasn't
decided she's
finalized.
bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
So just 400.
well, and that means you get a free bonus item then.
Ooh.
And he tosses you a couple of stones.
Hobbs.
They both have faces on it that seem to be talking to one another.
Sending stones.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a lot of those in backstock. I figured I could just give some of those out.
Oh, these would be perfect. Yes.
Thank you kindly.
And I did some experimentation on them a little bit, and they should be able to work regardless of what plane you're on.
Very useful. Also, Enzo raises his sending stone because I assume Enzo got one and Olga has the other.
Yep.
Those are the two.
Mm-hmm.
He raises his sending stone up and like puts his hand over it, talking to it. I dare you to say geyser right now.
She slowly shakes her head no, but you can tell like it's like she's not hiding it very well. She's trying not to smile. But she pointedly looks over at that fire thing that was there earlier.
Oh, you're curious about that. So he grabs it. Yeah. So I'll admit, this thing was more on me for giving it to the guy, but you know what? I love a good prank as much as anybody. So this little thing that I have here is called the Wand of Wonder. Let me give you an image of what the Wand of Wonder is. Let's see. Wand of Wonder. It's a goofy-ass looking thing. So, go. Wand of Wonder. So, anyways, there you go. Oh, that's what, yeah, it is basically just a ring with a brain on it.
Brain.
So, he's holding the Wand of Wonder. He's like, so, I'll admit, I was a bit naughty. So, you know how wild magic works? This thing basically has 7 charges of that. But, it is wild. And I guess he rolled quite unluckily. I want a cluck of the bat.
Oh no. Sorry.
At least I can make it invisible. But yeah, he's showing this off and he's like, yep, but that is the Wand of Wonder. It can do anything from casting a gust of wind, casting a lightning bolt, or just growing grass under your feet at a 60-foot radius.
But of course, you can't really decide what it does.
Nope. Hell, you could even risk sending yourself to the ethereal plane, which is what happened to that gnome.
Shame the wand didn't go with him so he could get back.
Well, technically he returned it, so that means it stays in this store and he couldn't take it with him. So sad.
True. How much is it?
Let me see. It is rare, so...
It's too much.
300. I can't really sell the thing. No one wants to take the risk on this thing.
Valid.
Olga's tapping her chin. Do the charges restore, like, every day or something?
Absolutely. So it
No,
has...
I can't afford it now, but this might... I mean, it's not completely worthless. Maybe on our wish list.
Whatever you say.
Enzo turns around and calls out into the store. How you doing, Puddles?
There's too many things to look at. Her basket is full, but she's not gonna buy everything.
So she just has a grab bag of things.
Yes.
Remember, if it doesn't spark joy, put it back.
But they're all shiny.
We can always come back later, hun.
We're going on a big mission.
And we'll be coming back.
I don't know if I want these when the mission's over.
There'll be other missions. You can't afford all of them, honey.
I'm not done looking though.
Puddle's just being like a kid who was just given a shopping cart and told by his parents, pick anything you want, honey.
Given a shopping cart.
She was literally given a shopping
and has
cart.
more money than she ever thought she'd have.
You can look for 5 more minutes, and then you have to bring it up. You have to bring it up to the front.
But I'm only
And
to
we'll
the
go
D's.
Well, look faster.
There's a whole alphabet.
I love Puddles so much.
Puddles is wonderful and amazing, and so is Tree.
Guys, this one lets me turn into a bat.
When will you need to turn into a bat?
Never know.
To be fair, I also looked at that one. It was cool.
It lets
Cool.
you fly.
Also looked at and was the Ring of Feather falling. Something
that
similar-ish.
would be cool.
I want to get my hands on that at some point.
Yeah.
See, you guys all pre-picture stuff. I didn't know where to go to find the books.
They were all.
Well, I just went online. I looked up D&D rare, not rare. I looked up uncommon, then rare. But yeah.
Oh, that's smart. I should do that. Why didn't I do that? I've just been reading through the entire book.
Well, did you at least pick out some ones that seemed fun?
Well, I haven't gotten very far.
Oh.
To be fair, I think you should still look that up because what I was able to do is just filter it into only uncommon items or
That's
only
true.
rare items. Because that way I wouldn't be distracted by a bunch of other items. And I knew I wanted something that could be reused, so I avoided picking like potions or scrolls.
Yeah.
I know those can be really cool, but for my first magic item, I wanted something that was going to be reusable.
Yeah, an option for what I did when I asked Dervis like a couple hours ago about like his sources was I went there, I made my filters look like this, so that these are only like the sources that he's using, and plus the handbook and the player's manual guide, and the first one is Descent to Avernus. I made my filters look like that, and then on that second scrollable, I switched it to rarity, and I just looked through from uncommon to rare, and that's it. That's what I did.
Okay,
I should have sent you that an hour ago. I apologize.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing.
Just an option.
It's okay.
So that scene was still fun. That little interaction was still very fun, and I'm keeping that.
Oh yeah. But also, take your time. I don't care to wait as long as you need to go through stuff.
Otherwise, she is going to get the bat cloak. I'm sorry.
Listen.
She only got to C's, so.
She's so valid, and it's a good fucking cloak.
I mean, I'm jealous.
And Zappy is now looking back to you, Enzo.
Oh,
and
God.
he's just sort of... He looks, and now you see him just sort of crawling up to one of the bookshelves. He's crawling through and grabbing one of the boxes. He comes down, and he brings down a belt. A belt that seems almost sort of covered in dragon scales. And he hands it to you. Then he's just sort of like, I think you might be interested in this. It's a dragon hide belt that I got from some fella from a monastery or something who was looking to get an extra buck or two.
Oh? And he kind of like looks it over. What's it do then?
So let's see. So while you wear it, let's see, if I remember correctly, the monk told me that you would gain a bonus to saving throw DCs on your key features. Whatever that means. And let's see. In addition, you can use an action to regain key points equal to that of your martial arts die, or whatever that means. I don't know. I was peeking into some weird Mediterranean dimension sort of stuff there for a second. But anyways, once you use that, though, you can't use it until the next dawn. And considering this, too, is... Oh, this fella is an uncommon, so you would only get a +1 to any of those features. But still.
How much?
Let's see. About 125.
Darren, can you send me or tell me what its name is so I can read the effects?
The dragon hide belt. So, I can just type it in. Dragon hide belt.
That could be very nice. I sure don't have enough gold for it.
Well, I do have enough. There is a box that has some discounted magical items, but you might be just a little bit what some people might call cursed.
Well, I just consider cursed another word for fun.
Well, in case any of you shield-carrying types might want one, here you go. The Shield of Missile Attraction. And he just pulls it from the discount box. So, whoever uses this shield will have all projectiles come directly to them. The only downside is that regardless if you're holding the shield, all the projectiles will come to you. All of them.
You could strategize with that. Probably. If Willie were here, he would make a joke about Willie being the tank. Getting it?
It would have been a good joke.
He probably would have made a joke of like, that's okay, I take a lot of things in me all the time.
Yeah.
No.
One sec, I gotta do some math.
Sure. Zappy is looking at you, Olga. And he's like, you have a little bit of the touch of the Fae about you. You might be interested in this. And he goes scurrying again, and he hands you a silver branch. And attached to the end of it are little golden bells.
Ooh. She loves the look of it.
So he says, let's see. So, with this handy little thing, it's got 3 charges in it, and you can do the following things. So, with it, you can spend 1 charge of the thing to detect the presence of aberrations, celestials, constructs, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead within about 60 feet of you. If the creatures are present and aren't covered from you, the bells will ring softly, and their tones will indicate that the creatures are present. You can also spend a charge to cast the spell Protection from Evil and Good.
Ooh. So, as she holds it, do the bells not jingle, or?
Well, it has to be like a purposeful thing. Like you have to
Okay.
ring it.
I think this would be fairly useful for where we're going, huh? She kind of looks at Enzo, because Puddles is probably frantically elsewhere.
Yes. You guys might just have to leave her behind. This is where she's staying all day.
This is where she lives now.
Oh, I just had a thought.
Yeah.
Well, actually, if she does stay there, temporarily, Olga would take the those stones, those walkie-talkies. She would give one to her and be like, "Just let us know when you're done."
Yeah.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah, and then I mean, she fully intends to give one of them to. Yeah, and we know the plan with these.
Yeah,
But for now,
So you're just gonna leave Puddles to it?
yeah.
Okay, so I'm thinking about that dragonhide belt. I'm also still thinking about the tattoo, but I'm sure the tattoo is far more expensive.
I can say that you can try to do a persuasion roll to try to convince Zappy to maybe lower the price.
Oh, do you guys need money before you leave?
Do you need money?
I have.
Enzo laughs.
I have arguably too much money.
I mean, if you want to help Zappy, you can, but I don't think that's what you want to do here.
Sorry, no, that was me saying that.
Okay.
That was the DM saying arguably too much money. No, Zappy is ecstatic that you're spending money here.
Okay.
Zappy would love nothing more than for you to spend all your coin at his establishment.
I thought Zappy was being his kooky self and just wanted to be included in the conversation.
Nah, Zappy's just kind of waiting.
But yeah, she has like 100 platinum.
Yep.
Yeah.
So she can give you guys like half of that. If you guys want it.
Hey, Olga, you want to get tattoos?
I walked away for just a second, didn't realize I was going to be spoken to.
Oh no!
I'm giving you guys 50 platinum.
Okay, no, I mean I could hear you guys. So,
Okay.
she's looking at the branch. Like, I mean, I know she's not super interested in tattoos, but
She's
like, oh, I'll take a look at them. But how much is this?
Oh, the bell branch? Let's see.
Yeah.
500.
Well, and she puts it down.
Sorry, that's
Maybe
the
next time.
minimum of a rare item.
Oh, it's a rare item. Yeah, I mean, fair. It's just she can't afford it. She would use up all of the money that she gave us.
Yep.
Maybe next time. I
Yes.
appreciate you thinking of me, though.
Guys, I have a question.
What's that?
What does
Yeah.
attunement mean?
So attunement basically kind of just means like keeping the item on your person for a set amount of time. In game terms, it basically just kind of means you have a long rest with it.
Oh, that's what you guys were talking about before.
I mean, it will say otherwise if it needs a special type of attunement.
Mhm.
Like if you need to be a specific class to attune to the item, or if you need to do something in order to attune the item.
Mhm.
But usually attunement just means long rest. You just need to have a long rest while keeping it on your person, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, carry on. Thank you.
No problem.
Well, I think maybe we can check out that one tattoo place for now. Since Enzo seems to want a tattoo.
Oh, I want a tattoo.
Mom, I want a tattoo. You promised. You promised I could get one.
Nervous, I'm so sorry.
You promised when I turned 18 that you would.
We could take a look at the tattoo place while dear little Puddles is perusing.
Yeah. She'll find Puddles real quick, and she'll like say quietly to her like, don't let him bully you into buying more than you're comfortable with.
I want to buy everything.
Don't buy everything.
Does that mean I can eat it?
I'm like, does the focus, like, don't buy everything. I know that is tempting, don't.
Maybe it's a good thing we're taking 50 platinum.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Following this bit, I'm sticking with it.
I love it.
We have sending stones. If you need us or want to, I don't know, double check your purchase beforehand, just let us know.
Oh, don't worry. I'll double check
Okay.
everything. No exploding ones for me.
Oh, don't worry. None of you have angered me yet, so don't worry.
Oh, okay. That's how it works. Okay.
Oh, trust me. You pissed me off. I'm sending you to the ethereal plane, and I can do that easily.
Please just let me know if I make you mad and I can stop doing the thing.
Oh, don't worry. You'll know.
I'm just gonna keep browsing.
Okay, just don't make a mess on my floor. And that's a warning to you too there, Olga. Don't you dare make a mess on my floor.
Oh no.
Olga does not look intimidated. But like she just nods at them and she's like, well, then we'll take a look at the tattoos.
Have
go.
fun! Okay. So, you go to... So as you explore down, and you go to the location that Puddles described to you. I'll go ahead and link my own little ambient music to there. So, almost as though it were a stark contrast to the place that you just went to. From where you once saw nothing but magicness and vibrantness and everything, as you go down to the alleyway that Puddles described to you, it starts to get kind of darker and darker as you go down there. Unusually so, since this is kind of the middle of the day. So it's kind of weird that it's doing that. But as you go down that alleyway, you do finally make it to the storefront of a building that is almost unusually, like, super black. Like, almost black to the void, to where it is a void. With a single door, with nothing but a door, and, like, a sign that signifies what it is. With gothic-y sort of lettering that describe it as, that describe the store that is called, and I need to remember my own notes because I'm stupid, the Punishing Inks. That sort of ends it with a little bit of like a bird skull at the end of it. And you see a wooden door that also seems to have a little bit of skull decorations and motif on the front of it. And as you open the door and head in, the decorations around the place seem to be very macabre in look. So, you know, a lot of decorations of, like, various things and jars sort of things, and, like, you know, a lot of ironwork sort of twists and turns and everything. And on the wall, you do see, like, you see the usual tattoo parlor thing of, like, the whiteboards with, like, you know, pictures of the designs that the artist would do for the tattoos and everything. And as you go in, you see a large orc man walk past you. You know, and you see him with his sleeveless shirts, and on both of his arms, you see these sort of glowing blue sort of tattoos. As he's just sort of like, "Excuse me," as he sort of walks past you and tries to lower himself through the door as he fits through and walks out. You see the owner sort of, you know, slink back from her back room as she appears out by the front desk, and you know, you see her sort of wear a black cloak, but as she takes it off, you see what you assume at first to be a human woman, but as you sort of get closer to her, you start to see like little green scales sort of crawl up her neck a little bit. And you notice that her eyes are a little bit more yellowy and serpentine a little bit.
Oh no, she's hot.
And you see, you know, outside of that, on her arms, you do see that her arms, along with those scales and everything, you see that also her entire body is also kind of covered in tattoos, aside from, like, her face. But everything from the neck down seems to be kind of covered in some form of ink. So what can I get you folks?
Olga looks at Enzo.
Because I doubt it's for the woman there. You know, no offense. You don't seem the type to want a tattoo.
I mean, I already have one, so...
Good for you. We'll have to share designs later.
She nods.
Not magic, just a tramp stamp. You know, like every mother has.
It wouldn't be the first tramp stamp I've ever done.
Enzo, get a tramp stamp!
Suddenly I have the intense urge to get a tramp stamp. Not a magical one, just one. But Enzo just says, we were just in the area. A friend is taking a little longer than expected in Zappies.
Oh my gosh, I just sneezed. She's like, somebody's talking about me.
I know of him, yes. He's interesting. But a good
Sure is.
but a good sort, just as long as you don't get on his bad side.
He was sure to inform us.
So what sort of ink could I do for you, then? And she's gesturing towards Enzo.
Enzo's looking around and says, well, tell me about what you can do.
Well, aside from the usual decorative inks, for the normal crowd, those are fairly cheap to do, usually costing anywhere from about 75 silver to about 3 gold apiece, depending on the design of such a thing. But I take it you're not here for the decorative, are you?
I like dual purpose things. So something that's decorative and also a little more than decorative is always nice.
Oh, trust me, for such a thing, you must put at least some artistic effort into it. Well, I suppose in that case, I do have a few. Now, to be warned, depending on the rarity of the art, such a procedure will range in pain. Now, you look like the type of sort that might be able to handle what I would call the three up to about the third tier of the tattoos. But if you're wanting something heavier, that will come with quite the price. I would advise against going above your level, as it were. But of the ones that I believe you might be able to take, there are some. Let me see.
Enzo just wants to add, I'm pretty confident in my pain tolerance, but you're the expert, and I trust your judgment.
I do not doubt it, good sir, but I am a professional first and foremost, and I would rather give my customers an informed purchase before partaking in such a thing.
Exactly.
So the first one, and it is a rather common one in this area, it is something that is called the barrier tattoo. Once attuned, it will grant you an armor class. I'm sorry, I start over. I spoke in meta terms. So it will give you a certain amount of protection, depending on the intensity of what you're trying to do. The higher ones can give you quite the amount of protection. If that's something you're interested in. Outside of that, let's see. Here's an interesting one. As she's flipping through her book of tattoos, she leans it over to you and she sees this rather decorative, sort of almost, almost tentacly octopus looking or nautical looking sort of tattoo. This one is called the Eldritch Claw tattoo. This one will give your strikes, as you seem to be of the punching sort, It will give your unarmed strikes a little bit of magic, a bit of a magic punch, as it were.
Enzo nods, and he's clearly drawn to that one.
Yep. You will also be able to do something that is colloquially called Eldritch Maw. You'll be able to grab someone, as it were, with magical inky tendrils from the tattoos, holding them for a bit of time, whilst also giving them a little bit of a forceful hit.
Olga kind of perks up like that. I was like, oh, Eldritch.
Eldritch.
I do Eldritch. I do Eldritch, and he do Eldritch, then we both do Eldritch.
We both do Eldritch. Turns out I am multiclassing into Warlock.
Man, I should have multi-classed into Monk so we matched.
Aww.
Instead, I multi-classed into a dumb old fighter.
Enzo will ask, how much pain is involved with this one then? And what's the price for it?
The pain, from the looks of it, from what I can tell from you, shouldn't be too much. You're trained and armed, so I wouldn't imagine anything more than a bit of discomfort to you. Let's see, since this is a rather uncommon one to use, I will say about 250 gold up front for the procedure. If you wished to do such a thing, I do, of course, have other tattoos. But if that is the one that seems to catch your eye the most, then I'm more than happy to oblige such a request.
I'm pretty interested. And he looks at it, and I think about it. I have 90 gold, so I'd only need to borrow 110 from Puddles.
Do you need her to go over there?
Or are you just...
No, we got 50 platinum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's what you mean. I thought you needed more.
Yeah, no.
Because what'd you say it cost? 200?
250.
Oh, 250. Fuck. Oh.
You can try to talk her down from the price, but...
I feel like she'll be harder to talk down than,
I mean, yeah, not to take away our opportunity to pay less money, but I personally like paying artists.
I also like paying artists, fundamentally. Also, she's stabbing me with magic, so, I don't really need a discount on that. Math count.
Oh, you flatter me.
Okay, it's 160 I would have to borrow out of our 500.
So have you procured the necessary amount of money?
Looks at everyone else. Is it okay?
I don't mind. That's why.
Okay, then.
Go for it.
So, she extends her hand out to accept the gold.
I give the gold.
Puddles would be so unhappy if she joined you guys. I'm so happy she stayed at the other store.
Oh no, Puddles!
She didn't like that place. She could have.
No, Puddles, you don't understand. The
Wait,
tattoo's real sick.
So, if you'll follow me into the back. And she motions for you to follow into the back room that she has, the opening of which is kind of hidden behind a curtain.
Olga looks at her. Do you want me to hold your hand?
Oh, this procedure has been known to be rather uncomfortable, so it's not uncommon for those to bring a partner with them of sorts to comfort them in times of discomfort.
Big ass fucking truck outside driving by.
It's the dwarven metalheads outside. I can't quite. The minute that plane into Eberron opened up, it opened up a bunch of things. I can't quite help it.
Checking my SMH.
I mean, the
Cute.
plus side is that the bikers brought a lot of good clientele to my office, so I can't really complain too much. The noise could get quite irritating, though.
She nods. I've been there.
So, will you be joining the good sir into the back as well, or not?
Yeah, why not?
As you wish. So, since this is a rather uncommon procedure, usually I would only suggest half of a limb that this should go on. Or, if you prefer, the top of the scalp. Which will it be?
Quinn?
Oh, Quinn!
Oh no.
Quinn!
Oh, Gwen!
I think they died.
Yeah, I gotta say, I've hit the feather fall ring too, and that is so tempting.
Hi, hello. I'm
Hello.
sorry. I had to check on something with my roommate for our freezer.
Perfectly fine.
Oh, you're fine.
What did I miss?
So it was basically just come into the back room. Do you want Olga to join you into the back room or not?
She had asked him, like, do you want me to hold your hand?
Enzo would say, I don't need you to hold my hand, but if it would make you feel better. And he'd smile and wink at her.
And the only thing she asks, since this is a half limb tattoo, or the scalp. And if you're choosing a limb, which limb?
It has to be half limb or scalp?
Yep.
Can that be four limb or does it have to be like bottom half of limb?
It's whichever you choose. It just has to be half of it.
Okay. Can I think on that? Like, I insert my decision here, and then in canon, I'll decide later. Is that okay, or do I have to decide right now where exactly it is?
I guess this is the only thing that it'll save me is just sort of one descriptor, which is where she's sticking the needle in. Though I'm going to assume it's somewhere on the arms. Unless you're wanting a leg tattoo.
Or a tail tattoo, just saying.
Or a tail tattoo.
No, yeah, I'm thinking it'll be on his right arm. I was trying to think about it because I'm like, well, my other character has a magic tattoo on his hand, so I want it to be different. But it's like, it's different enough. There's only so many places I can get tattooed. But yeah, it'll definitely be on his right arm.
Okay. So she's like, all right, well then follow me. So you get into the back room. She sits you down on that old tattoo parlor chair. Just, think of it just gussied up with that medieval twist to it. So she asks you to sit down as she slips her hand through a drawer and pulls out. And as you look at the drawer, each of the needles are sort of like, they're each individually like categorized as a certain thing. So she pulls out a needle, goes to your right arm, and you see this rather ornate looking hammer. As she dips the needle in ink, and she begins to whisper something under her breath as she connects the needle to your right arm, your right forearm, right? So to the right forearm.
Yeah.
And with a single tap, you start to feel the needle really just sort of sharply stab into your right forearm. It's almost as if someone kind of just took a dagger and just sort of stabbed it right into there. And you begin to feel that pain for just like a moment as the needle sinks in about halfway. But then you see the needle begin to magically sort of dissipate and sort of disappear into sparkles as those sparkles begin seeping into your skin. After the sharp pain of that dagger, like stabbing feeling into your arm, after that, your arm begins to tingle as a design begins to appear on your forearm. It starts slipping through, snaking its way, sort of stopping just above, slightly above the elbow, as you see these rather ornate, almost squid-like, tentacly sort of arm designs sort of wrap itself around your forearm. And it lingers there for a little bit, tingling and sparkling a little bit purple, before it then just disappears.
Is the tattoo part done?
Yep, it's done. That's all
Yeah.
it really is.
Yeah. When it disappears, Enzo says, I kind of thought it took a few years for tattoos to fade. Like, looking at her, like, making a joke, but also, hey, where'd my tattoo go?
The tattoo appears through will. I do know that some people don't quite like the appearance of tattoos in certain professional situations.
Oh my god, you can turn it on and off?
Yes.
You can turn off the appearance of it, but the effect of the tattoo
Is a rather permanent thing.
and when activated, the tattoo will appear, regardless.
I clap my hands on and off to make the tattoo turn on and off.
I'm so glad, because if you weren't gonna do it,
I mean, I guess if that makes you feel better, yes, but really, all you need to do is just it's hard to describe, but you just have to imagine it. If you
that's what the clamping's for.
I guess what she just sort of shrugs. Sure, whatever helps.
Yeah, Enzo does will the tattoo to appear. Like, I paid money for this. I'm gonna show it up.
So,
I don't
yeah,
care.
it shows, yeah. And you see it just reappear. Just from the will of wanting it to appear, it appears.
Oh, Enzo, you look so good with that.
Thank you. And he turns to the artist and thank you for this lovely new ink.
My pleasure. And what about you?
She looks over to Olga.
Have you changed your minds, perhaps?
I believe she kind of lets out a sigh. And she's like, I believe it would have to be sometime in the future I get a tattoo, but thank you. If there's any suggestions you have, though, I am curious.
Well, aside from the decorative ones, which are always fun, of my usual ones that I have already described, this one is fun. There is a one called the Masquerade Tattoo. Its property
Masquerade tattoo.
of its properties, you can shape the tattoo into any color and pattern you choose it to be on your skin. As well, you're also able to cast the spell Disguise Self at will.
Ooh.
But be warned, it does have the same drawback as the Eldritch Claw. For then it will need to wait to recharge at dawn.
Well, can't have something too powerful, huh? Maybe next time. That does sound very interesting.
Let's see. I do have a one whose origin you might be more familiar with than me.
Oh.
The Shadowfell brand tattoo. With it, you can attune, once you've attuned its essence into your skin, not only do you instantly gain dark vision, which I don't believe you have much of a problem with, but then you also gain advantage on more stealthy moves, as it were. You can also when you take damage, you can choose to react by becoming insubstantial for a moment, halving the damage you take. It basically means you temporarily become partially incorporeal.
Ooh, similar to when I take Misty Step.
I suppose that would be also true. One of my more common tattoos that I give out is the Spell Rot Tattoo. It's basically a tattoo that can contain one particular type of spell in it.
Does it act as a spell slot? Or is it a specific spell?
Okay, above board, it would basically... Okay, so above board, produce a special needle. This magical tattoo contains a single spell that is up to level 5. Wrought to your skin by a magic needle. To use the tattoo, you must hold the needle against your skin and speak the command word. The needle turns into ink that becomes the tattoo, which appears on the skin in whatever design you want. Once the tattoo is there, you can cast its spell, requiring no material components. The tattoo glows faintly when you cast the spell, and for the spell's duration. Once the spell ends, the tattoo vanishes from your skin. The level of the spell in the tattoo determines the spell's saving throw DC, attack bonus, spell casting ability modifier, and the tattoo's rarity as shown in the Spell Rot tattoo table.
Oh, that'd actually be incredibly useful for a warlock.
And from the rules as written, it doesn't say what spell list you have to choose from. So I'm guessing it's any, theoretically?
I mean, maybe, yeah. If it doesn't say it's limited to what my character is.
So, since this is rare, technically... Oh, okay. Technically, you can have up to a 5th level spell.
It's like as you go from cantrip to 5th level, like it gets, the rarity increases, so I would assume her price increases.
Yep. So yeah, cantrip being the cheapest, 5th level being rare.
Okay, I think I think I'm gonna have to think about that, like depending on the spell and stuff. But for now, Olga will just thank her and say that she's gonna try and maybe next time when she has more money. So
As you wish. I know I don't get many here with my rather unique appearance, so it is always appreciated when some do choose to come down to my little shop.
well, we'll be sure to leave a good review around town.
Oh, I would very much appreciate that.
I'll happily show off my new ink.
Well, I'm glad you enjoy it. Not many people tend to think quite so kindly of my kind. Not that the distrust, I suppose, after that business in Jolt is unwarranted.
I think Enzo kind of like scratches the side of his neck and just shrugs. Not many people have taste. What else did she say? What did she say? Not many people trust after what?
After that business in Jolt. She's basically kind of giving you a big old hint that she's not saying it out loud, but she is a Huan Ti. She is heavily hinting at the fact that she's a Huan Ti.
Okay.
Well, if there's nothing else I can do for you fine folks, I do have to arrange some scheduling here and there for my next clients coming in.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, man.
Alright, so you exit out of the tattoo parlor and go back into the main street, I guess. And as you enter out, I guess you are free to either return back to Zappies, or if you're wanting just base weapons and armor, you can go to,
Wait, actually, yeah. Rather than return to Zappies, Olga's gonna pull out the stone and she's gonna speak through it like, how you doing there, Puddles?
There's so much stuff.
Well, where are
Okay.
you? Where are you in the alphabet now?
Well, I felt time pressure, so I went back to Z and started going through it backwards instead.
Huh?
And it's in order by like how rare the stuff is, and I'm still in rare, and I'm to E, but I haven't done any of the cheaper stuff yet.
Okay. You have a little more time.
She looks over at her basket, and there's like 2 baskets now.
The
full
basket-
of
Oh,
things.
honey.
the basket is now transformed into a literal shopping cart. It has literally transformed into an actual shopping cart. Wow, I didn't think that you'd have... Wow, that's just... I've never seen someone just pack all that kind of stuff. Holy shit!
I'll put the things back that I can't afford.
I mean, whatever. I got help to put it all back, but jeez. I'm more worried if you're going to be able to push all of that stuff.
Isn't it following her? It was following her.
Well, yeah, but that's like saying putting, like, 300 pounds on a mule. The mule will still follow you. I mean, the mule will still follow you, but it's going to have a bit of a time.
It's partially why it's going so slowly.
So you want to go? Does Olga want to go to the weaponry place?
Yeah, sure.
We'll go. We'll look around.
feel like I'm just gonna go through the rares and then just buy generic health potions otherwise.
I will say I don't think I'm going to buy anything there because I've bought enough. And also, you know, my fists and my monk staff, I'm pretty good.
Yeah, Olga. Actually, Olga. I don't think she's hurting for weaponry. Like she has her Eldritch Blast and she has her crossbow. So she's pretty happy with that right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we just wait on both.
If we've run out of things to do, we can end the session with just her. Just end it with her still looking.
Honestly, that'd be funny.
Yeah.
Let's go get food. she'll go get Puddles some chicken nuggets and some French fries.
Chicken nugget and French fry. So are you actually just wanting to end it here?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's funnier that way anyway, and then it'll be a surprise.
Okay. We'll end it here. I'll stop the recording.